And he wrote this book about the transition our country has gone through in maybe the last 30 or 40 years in how our country views Christians, how non-believers view and treat Christians in the church. And he says several decades ago, and those of you who are my age or older will remember this, if you ran into someone who's not a believer and faith came up and they found out you believe the Bible and you're sold out to Jesus, they had a positive view of you. They would say, that's cool, man. I respect people who believe. We need people who believe. They didn't want to believe, but they kind of respected you for it. Then over the years, we moved into what he calls a neutral world, where the average American who doesn't believe would say to you, if they found out you were a sold out believer, they would say, hey, that's cool, just keep it to yourself. Like, don't force your beliefs on anybody else. Whatever you want to believe is fine, as long as you don't force it on anybody else. And most of us have experienced that. But he says, in the last few years, we moved into what he calls a negative world. And you can think of news stories, you can think of laws, you can think of personal conversations that make this true, where if you believe the Bible, if you follow Jesus, you're not good, you're not neutral, you're actually the problem. Where the world looks down on you and says you're in the way of what is good, and they call you evil. And I think that's just one way to understand how 1 Peter 2, verse 11 is true. We are foreigners and exiles. The question for us is, how do we live as foreigners and exiles? How do we go to work and manage school and raise kids and do money and plan our hobbies and just do all the things that this life entails so we can be in the world, make a difference, but not of the world and consumed by it?